And Dr. James White, you better hope like hell that you are a real Scot. Yeah. I'm betting that you ain't.
This is just I got some real quick. Just let me find it.
You better hope you're like my man Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an Israelite.
Sean Connery
yeah.
is one of us.
This is
Real quick. Nahum 1 and 2. The Most High is jealous, and the Lord revengeth. The Lord revengeth and is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies. The Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. So you're not going to be acquitted, man. Just because you don't accept it don't mean you ain't going to get the ass kicking in your ass.
Well, the scripture said, well, it is written, for what if some did not believe?
That's right.
Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Heavenly Father without effect? Meaning everything the Heavenly Father said, is their unbelief going to stop the prophecies? Then it says, God forbid, meaning no.
Can I say something real quick? I just want to read this. This comment. It says, this is Izara Ban Yahweh Da. It says, elders, I held the Day of Atonement by myself because I am not in a camp yet. Is that lawful? Of course it is, man. And that's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah.
And we applaud. We applaud you, brother.
That's faith. That's faith, man.
That's right.
But I hope you wasn't sneaking no chocolate chip cookie, because I'm gonna say this, man. And last night I had a dream that I was keeping the fast. I was eating
me too.
Cake, and I woke up. So, oh shit, I'm glad,
Yeah.
And at 3 a.m, my stomach started growling, man. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it this year, man. Hey, but you fight, you fight it, man. You got a lot of stories, and maybe we'll do a video on that.
Yeah.
Stories, experiences of the Day of Atonement. Because some years are good, and other years are not too good. And the older you get, the harder it gets.
Harder it is.
Yeah. So you young guys that can't keep it, man, you got problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I had a dream too, man. Thought I was eating and drinking. The spirits.
Demons messing with you, man.
Yeah.
The demons never take coffee breaks.
No.
That's what Mo used to always say.
Yeah. Go ahead, brother.
Ezekiel 35 and 1.
That's right. Yeah. We're going to make up for lost time in the kingdom with those women, man. We shun them now, but in the kingdom, we're going to be like...
We're going to be drilling them, man.
Yeah.
We're going to be drilling them.
Oh, hell yeah. And they're going to be fine women. Virgins, too.
They're going to be fine. like my man from England. This guy.
Frank Bruno.
Yeah, Frank Bruno. I'm fine, Jim.
I'm fine, Jim.
Oh, these women are going to be fine.
They're going to be proper fine.
Yeah, that was them demons, brother.
That was the flapjack demons.
IHOP demons.
Demons, IHOP demons, man. Now fuck a damn IHOP, man. They ain't no real pancakes, man. The real pancakes it's crispy on the edge, man.
That's right.
Eat them white boy pancakes.
Yeah, you're right.
That smell taste. Was coming like this with fingers underneath,
Yeah, like in them Bugs Bunny cartoons. Yeah. Chili winner.
Con.
Yeah.
This is Ezekiel 35 and 1. Because we ain't finished with you, Esau. The Lord ain't finished with you not by a long shot. Ezekiel 35 and 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, somebody else. It says, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. And you know what? It's funny that these devils, they try to say that the Edomites are done away with, but all throughout the scriptures, it speaks about nothing but either Israel or Esau.
Because those are the two main stars.
Yeah. That's the steak and potatoes of the scriptures.
Yeah.
We the steak and Esau is the potatoes.
Con.
Yeah, man. So why is the Most High going to speak so much about this particular person, but they're already done away with?
Yeah.
And still haven't brought the sources out of when they were destroyed.
Yeah, I got a quick precept, if I may. Dealing with Esau, Jeremiah 49 and 12. For thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. And that's talking about us. We did drink of that cup. The cup is Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, from the 15th verse to the 68th verse, which represents slavery and everything that we went through, hardship. So we drank of that cup. And Esau is the one that gave us that cup. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? That's talking about you, Esau, Edom. Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. Yeah. All right. So you're going to drink of that cup, man. The same cup that we drank of, you're going to drink of it and worse. Because there's a scripture where it says you're going to drink the dregs of the cup. So that's the when you wring out the, you know, when the clothes is wet and you think it's dry, but then when you wring it out, there's more coming out. They're going to drink. So they're
you're going to drink and swallow it down, like it says in Obadiah. You ain't going to get away from it. That's why the Lord is stirring up these things, man. You know, you're trying to try to take slavery out of the history books. You're trying to make it seem like the so-called Negroes came to this land, you know, for better opportunities and all that back then. But the Lord is stirring this stuff up.
Well, they're going to be in our land for better opportunities. Better opportunities for us. We're going to work, you devils.
We're going to work that sucker to death.
And I got one more precept. Yeah, right. That's an old tune. Work that sucker to death. Isaiah 24 and 21. It says, because the first crop of slaves among Esau is going to be those bankers. I'm talking about the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the top banking families. And they're literally going to be thrown in a pit. I'm going to read it right here. Isaiah 24 and 21. And it shall come to pass in that day, this is a future prophecy, that the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high. That's the bankers of Esau, Edom. They're the high ones right now. And the kings of the earth upon the earth, and they're the kings, like the so-called British royal family. You know, they're among that group. Okay, the so-called Queen Mum. You know, Elon Rothschild, Jacob Rothschild, Benjamin Rothschild. All right. Who else? Lord Mountbatten, who's married to the Queen Mum, which is a relative of the Rothschild, Lord Mountbatten. Okay. The other international families, which the Rockefellers are nothing but American counterparts of the Rothschilds, the European Rothschilds, because they changed their name.
The Oppenheimers,
which is still, Vanderbilts. Yep. That's right. Reading on, they're the high ones on high. And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit. So they're going to survive that nuclear destruction, only to fulfill Psalm 149. How's it go to help me out here? To bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. Them the judgment written. Right. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord.
When was that fulfilled, Dr. James White?
Thank you.
What happened?
May I finish it?
Okay, let me just read this.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro.
I'll let you go. Brother asked in the spirit of Yahweh Shai is his name, how do I come to see the camp in D.C.? So it's obvious he must be staying in D.C. Just get in contact one of the GMS camps down in D.C. on YouTube and just ask them when y'all go out and where you're going to be. And they'll tell you, all right?
That's right.
Brothers, one of the brothers or a couple of them may be in the comment board now that could give you directions on where to go.
Yeah. Reading on, it says, and they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit and shall be shut. And when it says pit, it's a literal pit, a hole dug in the earth that we're going to grab them and chain them and throw them in that hole, literally. All right. And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit. And who I'm talking about is these top banking families. And shall be shut up in prison or in the prison, because they like to put our people in prison. And after many days shall they be visited. So that's a future prophecy that's destined to happen.
And somebody put in a comment, his name is Cornbread, followed by a series of numbers. And it says Bob Marley equals Esau. Not necessarily. He might be a Jake, because you have a lot of black Irish back then that looked like Edomites. So he may be a Jake. All right. Only time will tell. We'll find out in the kingdom.
That's giving Esau a lot of credit, man. Bob Marley, man, I got his greatest hits. I was listening, man. That dude is an Israelite, man. That's giving Esau too much credit. Esau don't have that much soul.
Yeah, that's true. The brother put on there Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali has Irish ancestry.
Irish roots, yeah.
You know, but you gonna tell me, yeah, he ain't no cracker, man. You shit. But Ali, that's a Jake of all Jakes, man. You know, you still reading on that, Apostle Gabar? Okay. All right. So going back to Ezekiel 35:3, and say unto it, thus saith the Lord power, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee. Now it's speaking about Mount Seir because that was Esau's land.
This, you listen to Bob Marley do how's it go? Natural Mystic. The studio recording of Natural Mystic, you hear him sing that song. As soon as that beat come on, that driving beat, and then the song ramps up, it's the yeah. Oh man, man, you feel the power of that song. Then you hear his, right on time.
Right on time.
Right
ain't
on
no
time.
Edomite,
that
man.
ain't no Edomite, man. Listen,
And it's all his children are talented musically as well.
Ziggy Marley and Stephen Marley. That guy is the Welcome to Jamrock. That's one of his sons. You know, so come on, man. That ain't no Edomite. You got it, brother.
So going back to Ezekiel 35:3, yeah, because you know these devils they don't have any creativity. You know what do you think these so-called Jews? All they do is they exploit Jake. They have the money, so what they do is they'll find the talent, they'll exploit the talent, and they'll make money off the talent, and then they'll throw the talent away.
That's right. Somebody put Tough Gong, which was Bob Marley's label. Now he named that label after his fighting skills, because he grew up in the streets of Kingston, and he was known for his fighting skills. That's a wild Irishman, man. All right. And by the way, he wrote a song, Duppy Conqueror. That was because when you read the book To Catch a Fire, that's the life story of Bob Marley in that book. And he spoke about how the demons would plague him and he would fight them in his mind. So that's why he called himself Duppy Conqueror. All right. So there's stories behind his songs, you know. So he was a Jake, man. You got it, brother.
Okay. So back in Ezekiel 35:3, it says, and say unto it, thus saith the Lord power, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. So it's talking about the people, you know. It ain't talking about the actual mountain of Mount Esau, because you still got stuff down in Mount Esau today. You still have people that live in those areas. It says, I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, Yahweh, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred. So this hatred goes back to the womb. You know, before the children were even born, you had this perpetual hatred. You had this anger in you against us. There was always a fight, a battle. That's why when Jakes get around Esau, even though they may hang out with each other, there's always that tension, you know, and eventually that tension erupts. Why? Because we were never meant to link up with each other. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and you remember all the things that happened in the past. You know, all the times when you were in slavery under us and all of that. You remember those things. You remember, even though he got simple later on, you remember King Amaziah throwing your ass off of mountains, watching you splat at the bottom of, at the bottom of the rocks.
We're going to do that in the kingdom to these devils.
Yep.
You know, when the bankers, we're going to do that to one day. They'll have a day in the kingdom. We'll take them to that top of the hill, the mountain, and push them off and go, yeah! As they're falling down, we'll clap, yeah! You seen the head on that one come apart? Oh, look at the leg. It just busts right. Oh, man. Isaiah 33:18, thine heart shall meditate terror. Yeah. So. Blake Griffin.
Yeah. Blake Griffin. It says, I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword.
A perpetual hatred. To this day, these devils still hate us, man. They're never going to love you. You so-called Negroes, you just don't get it. The so-called white man will never love you because there's the perpetual hatred. And the Heavenly Father put it there, the division there. You got it, brother.
Right. It says, and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the sword of the by the force of the sword.
That's all right. Stammering lips. Stammering lips. Hey, you notice when we're speaking, right? We be tripping over our words. Because you know why? Because of that passion, man.
Hey, I want to show y'all something. Camera one, right? That little baby, that little white baby. Now, is that a cracker right there? Look just like a white boy, right? That's Blake Griffin's son.
Yeah.
You don't need to have the kinky hair.
Cameron, Ford's Cameron. Look just like a damn white boy, man.
But
Hair and all that.
you can see the spirit on him. He's a Jake. You can see it in his face.
You got a lot of Jakes out there that look like crackers, blonde hair, blue-eyed Jakes. So y'all got to come out of that spirit, man. You're gonna have Jake looking like everybody. Give me Speckled Bird and Jeremiah.
Somebody put Blake Griffin as a corny ass Edomite. Well, that shows you're not spiritual, man.
You know what? That's all right. That's all right. Okay. All right. That's okay. You can say whatever you say.
Yeah, I guess you need some attention in your life. Go ahead, bro.
What is that? Jeremiah 12. Yeah, Jeremiah 12:9. Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. Come ye assemble all the beasts of the field. Come to devour. The word speckled for speckled bird, when you go to the Hebrew, the definition is variegated. And the word variegated means many different colors. You know, so because you have a variety of colors that Israel comes in. You know, the Most High is a power of variety, man. You know, so you're gonna have Jakes that look like that little boy that just showed you. He looked like a white boy. If you didn't know who his father was, and they said that was such and such father, some great singer, you'd be like, oh, that guy is an Edomite. You know why? Because look at his father. No, you know, you got to learn how to read the spirit, man. All right, so.
Oh yeah, I had a precept because you made a Apostle Ramlab, you made a statement about there'll always be that tension, that division. Yeah. Now, even in this parable that Yahushua taught, it exemplifies that. The book of Luke 16 and let's see, Luke 16 and I want to go right to the point, 25. But Abraham said, son, now this is a parable about the rich man and Lazarus. Now the rich man represents Esau, Edom. Lazarus represents us, the Israelites. But Abraham said, son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things. That's Esau. Right now, they're getting the goodies. All right? Especially those bankers. They are living fat, man. They know what it means to live. And likewise, Lazarus, evil things. We're getting the bottom. We're at the bottom of the barrel, so to speak. But now he is comforted. That means in the kingdom. And thou art tormented. So now the bankers, we read about their torment beginning with that pit. Hey, when we grab them up and chain them up and throw them in that pit, that's the beginning of their torments. Yeah. All right? And it ain't going to stop.
And their clothes are going to be tattered and torn.
Oh, man, they're going to look horrible. Yeah. Okay?
They're going to wear them fancy $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 suits.
Yeah, like you see Elon Rothschild wearing now. You know, and he's always smiling. I wonder why Elon Rothschild always smiles.
Yeah, probably got like $300, $400, $500 shirts on.
Because he's living fat every day. Like the scriptures say, he fares sumptuously every day. That's in the parable. And beside all this, between us, here it comes. And beside all this, now this is Abraham speaking to Abraham is speaking to the rich man, yep, who's now in slavery. And beside all this, between us and you, there is a great gulf fixed. Now, when you look up that word gulf, it means separation. All right? It means separation. Between us and you, there's a great gulf fixed, so that they which would pass from hence to you cannot. Neither can they pass to us that would come from thence. So there's no way that an Edomite is going to slip through the cracks to Israel, or an Israelite slip through the cracks to Edom.
All right? Somebody should tell Elder Ricard of the GOCC that. He was going, yeah, man. He was going to some scriptures talking about he went into what is that? Amos, what is that? The 9 and 12. That that remnant is a group of Edomites that's going to